The trends of the moment, and also we will review together with Edouard Condra, Senior Esports Lead, and Philippe Guinando how Metaverse and NFTs are revolutionizing the licensing industry. Please, Edouard, welcome. And Philippe, thank you.
Thanks, Nawada. Okay, so I know we are not a lot, but normally people will come. It's a very interesting session. The subject is fascinating. Metaverse and NFT. We hope that you will learn a lot. You will understand, for those not necessarily knowing. To be honest, I'm still discovering plenty of things, so it's a learning process. The objective today is to explore the fascinating new world of the virtual reality, the Web3, which is basically the three-dimension web, the NFTs, and the Metaverse. So we should provide an extended overview of the current state of the Metaverse, or the Metaverses, its potential impact on the entertainment industry, and how licensing and marketing strategies can be applied, reorganize and re-divert these activities to artificial intelligence rather than Metaverse. Don't get blind by this smoke. Sorry, but I've also a dry throat. So the total market for the NFTs sold in 2022 is estimated to $20 billion. NFTs also, again, not a good period to talk about that, with the banks and all the cryptocurrencies in a very, very good mood at the moment. It's not necessarily a good way to talk about that, but yet it's a matter of fact. They have been exchanging $20 billion, so 5 times that for 640 million kids, and that's basically the size of the toy market. So just to give you a perspective, the $20 billion, on a given year, that's a massive number. First, some numbers, because we are market researchers. I keep saying that, but virtual reality is real. In the US, for instance, they tried it. 71 had an experience with virtual reality. 32% of the kids up to 14 years old have in the household think they are very dissatisfied. So it means that it's not yet at the point it should be in terms of developing the virtual reality. And so there's definitely some room for improvement. And this is our Metaverse room. I'm old. I'm not supposed to know exactly Metaverse. To be honest, the first time I went on a Metaverse room, I didn't know how to move. And then my youngest daughter, she told me, "Oh, you see, there's this stuff on the top. It's like a joystick. You should move it." That's exactly what she said. But that's a vision of the Metaverse room on a 2 dimensions. So it's on a screen, a computer screen, touch screen, but still a screen. It's not an immersive one. Well, if I had the VR headset, I would be totally immersed, and I would have seen Edouard.
Now, Metaverse is mostly about the interactions and the different forms and the wild different forms of interactions that the new emerging platforms are providing us with. And the few cases of that, if we can plug in the video, what forms of such interactions are taking place already in Metaverses would be something similar to this.
What is the Metaverse? The Metaverse is a concept of a persistent, online, 3D universe that combines multiple different virtual spaces. The Metaverse will allow users to work, meet, play, and socialize together in these 3D spaces. Video games currently provide the closest Metaverse experience on offer. Developers have pushed the boundaries of what a game is by hosting in-game events and creating virtual economies.
Now, games are really their brands depending on their type of industry, and we have such a variety of categories that are already active within Metaverses, whether this automotive, with Hyundai leading the world as well with their huge Roblox activation, whether these are F&B brands, whether these are garments industries, they are already active in the space, but what's really interesting is following, as when we mentioned that Dubai is the capital of brands.
In fact, they don't really know much about the metaverse, but what's very, very interesting is that you've got an equal proportion across all the countries that have a real sense of what the metaverse is. It's about the 30%, so for each of the countries, about 30%, they know what the metaverse. So it's already a very strong base, you know, we're talking about a large size of the teenagers, and then after the knowledge of the metaverse depends on the countries. So yes, I have heard about the metaverse and I know what it is. You've got about 30%, so they know what it is. The only problem for the moment, and that shows that it's a concept in development, that's the next one. For the moment, the metaverse is a concept for the rich people. It's better known among the affluent households in those territories than among the poorer households. It's normal because at the very beginning, I mean, the concept of the metaverse is linked to the virtual reality. So you need to have equipment, or you need to go to some places, you need to be educated or to have certain directions, because metaverse, I mean, it's a world very complex, NFTs, nobody understands, so that's explainable, but at the end of the day, I mean, it needs to increase the penetration, and that will come from the middle and low-income households.
Now, but what exactly a brand activation or brand entrance into Metaverse looks like? Usually the most campaigns that are happening around right now are going to be based on 3 core pillars. One would be recreating a digital space of a brand in the digital world. Then find a way how to interact with the community that is out there through storytelling, through IP licensed NFTs, for example, through creating wearable collections that the users can wear within these metaverses. And we will give a few study cases here as well. And this is an exciting announcement for us. It's exclusive piece of news because it hasn't been published yet. There's going to be a launch of Nestle Space in Decentraland on April 13th. We've got an approval from Nestle to share this with you as something that we have worked on. And if we can play the video. That was recently launched in Saudi Arabia, where we will have the leading artists, both local MENA region artists and international artists, and their songs are going to be played within this metaverse space. You could dance, you can vibe around with other visitors of the metaverse, and you could also claim Angami Plus subscription discounts. Now, music and music festivals and parties and music parties is a big thing in all of the metaverses, because users, this is one of the main ways for them to interact. There are many metaverse DJs today and artists who are creating music specifically to stream on such metaverse solutions. That's why Angami made lots of sense here. Now, other than these activations, we also have another video to show you what are the other ways of interaction that are very widespread within metaverses. If we can play the video. Art ceremony, and again, all the travel restrictions that we had with COVID, this was one of the main pushes towards bringing such events to digital, and also trying to replicate an environment where you could interact, where you could see other users through webcams, but also as an avatar, you have a much deeper interaction form. Now, NFTs is a very big part of it, and unfortunately, you get some money or you get some royalties out of that. And then the owner of that NFT resells that NFT to someone else, and because you're part of the chain, you still get royalties on that sale, which for the moment, I mean, you don't. When they resell the product, I mean, you don't get any royalties. With the NFTs, you can get that. Yeah, and royalties is one of the reasons why we believe the ticketing industry is going to benefit from it a lot, because there is a huge market for secondary and tertiary sales for tickets. that the event organizers or ticket selling agencies are not benefiting from today. But once you transform it into an NFT, and you can then set a certain percentage of royalty fees, and you can manage it, you can control it, that you are going to collect from every next sale that users are going to be using the transactions between each other. Now, there's a big concern of accessibility today, because once we start hearing that, well, I need to connect a Web3 wallet, I need to have a crypto wallet, that is something that pushes away lots of people and lots of brands as well. But there are tech solutions that are emerging in the industry right now that ease the whole user journey, that allow you to implement NFT technologies without obliging your users to have a crypto wallet. They are becoming some sort of a middle party here, and working on a representation items that, yes, your users would have an NFT or would get an NFT, but they don't have to go through the whole complicated process of setting up your wallet or buying cryptocurrency or anything of such sort. The other things that are coming very soon are the loyalty cards from brands. Now, Starbucks different stamps that they're going to be collecting, either from purchasing a coffee drink or, for example, going through some mini-game quests that are going to be available within the application as well. And I strongly advise you to go to Starbucks website and just join the wait list to be able to experience it first and to see how Starbucks handled it and where the loyalty program trends are going to be headed.
Thanks, Edward. So, before going through all those key challenges, I'm just going to recap exactly what the Metaverse is for us, or on a purely consumer standpoint. Just imagine I'm in that room. Today you're sitting in that room, and thank you very much for coming, and we really appreciate your physical presence. Just imagine that now you're in that room sitting in your sofa with your Google massive. I mean, it looks like it's a massive operation, $45,000. I understand it's amount of money, but at the same time, for a company like that, it's nothing worldwide. So it's worth taking the risk. You can go and go over the barrier. So you have to create innovative marketing solutions. It's immersive experience. By immersive, I mean that you really have the feeling of the 3D. So you have the feeling of being somewhere. It's not a screen that you watch from your computer or from your tablet. It's not in front of you. It's in front of you, on the side of you, on the back of you. You feel it, you can see it. That's immersive. You can create also engaging social experiences. So that means that the links, the emotional connection with your brand should be stronger. The affinity should be stronger. As I demonstrated on the brand metrics, typically from a market research standpoint, if they know your brand and they love your brands, the brand is popular, so that means they are going to purchase your brand. So you see, if you develop social engagement, that will be also another way that generates business. Customization and personalization, because you talk to each of the persons, you can talk to, let's dream about that. 600 million people, one by one. It's complex, I can get you, but you can develop algorithms and so on, and because they have now decided to invest massively in artificial intelligence, just imagine that you will have your salesperson in the room, but they are chatbots or ChatGPT or whatever type of format you will name it. That will be done automatically. And augmented and virtual products, you can link the virtual with the real and try to create some bridges. So that way you will really make a physical experience of a virtual life and the opposite as well. So, very briefly, because I know everybody's hungry and practice, we just highlight, and we can send you the presentation by the way, but 6 steps to get to the success. First, you need to understand the metaverse landscape, and that is the first step this morning, but obviously we can go deeper and explain it deeper with Edward. Then you need to identify your licensing opportunities. It's different from depending on the brand and depending on what you want to create. but you have to create authentic experiences. And that's something also important in the world of licensing or in the world of brands in general. You have to be authentic. If you fake it, they will know it, and if they know it, then you will fail it. So then you need to leverage the NFTs. Well, that's a subject. This one is a challenge, because for the moment, I mean, it's a very complex one. As Edouard said, you need to create a crypto wallet. Where? Which cryptocurrency? Is it going to be taken everywhere? I mean, it's like basically you've got a credit card and it's only accepted on one store. So for the moment, it's exactly what's happening. So you need to leverage the NFTs. You obviously need to understand the regulatory landscape, and it's a moving one because there's not much at the moment. The future is already there. And you know, our kids, they take our credit cards and they spend money, our money, virtual money, yes, in terms of credit cards, spending money on skins, lives, you know, on those games. They spend money. It doesn't bring them anything. So what's the difference with an NFT? Because that's, you know, something that we always get. Yeah, but NFT, you don't have physical object. Yeah, and what's about the skins that your kids have purchased on the last Roblox game and so on? So it's exactly the same. And they already play with those games. Nightland had 26 million visitors on Roblox. So it's also some experiences that they have. They go on those platforms. So it's already there. It's just a matter of the scale and the capability. But that concludes basically.
And if I just may add a quick note. So while the metaverses are, yes, still in their very early years, why is it so important for brands to start activating and experimenting today is just that because brands are accumulating libraries of tools that they're going to be using to act once the metaverses are looking the way we all imagine it, from the Ready Player One movie or the actually full scale, easy to access and high populated metaverses. It took us quite some time working with Nestle just to replicate all the serial packages into 3D models of them, or create 3D models of their IP mascots, for example. So it's the time and money that they are spending now, and it's the data and the library of tools that they're accumulating right now, and it's that is going to give them an edge once the metaverses are going to thrive and that are going to rise. And also there are many things just to add to or to link to the previous panels as well. Well, there is a challenge of limited shelf space and it being expensive. This is probably also one of the tendencies why Carrefour is so actively experimenting in the metaverse space as well. Well, over there you have an unlimited shelf space, and this probably is going to be one of the other important discussion points over the next years, or rather months in the world of brands. Yeah.
Yeah, because just imagine you're entering in a Carrefour in the metaverse with your IP address and whatever fancy techniques. They know exactly where you are. You shop, you put that in the cart, and then you go to the cash machine. You pay 2 hours after you got the delivery at your door. That's basically one of the possibilities that can be made with the metaverse. So hopefully you got the message. You have to go to the metaverse. Thanks very much for your patience.